What if I told you you could stop? Yeah, I said it, stop PMS forever, for good. Wouldn't you want to know how? Keep watching and find out. Hey guys, Nicole Hardlow here, and welcome to Girl Meets Body, where I'm going to be introducing you to your body one video at a time. In today's short and sweet video, we're going to be talking about PMS, premenstrual syndrome. What is it, and what can you do about it so that you never have to have it again? Here's the thing, most women take PMS as a given for getting your period. They think it's as regular and as predictable as bleeding every month. But the thing is, PMS is actually just a combination of symptoms that you experience when your hormones are out of balance and you're not supporting that phase of your cycle. Welcome to phase 4 of your menstrual cycle, the luteal phase. This is the one that everyone really knows is the PMS, crazy, freaking out, crying all the time, feeling bloated, feeling like crap about your body part of the cycle. And this is actually my favorite one to teach because the thing is, a lot of the things that happen during this week don't actually have to happen. Once you start tracking your cycle, once you start tapping into the ways that your cycle shifts and your hormones shift throughout the month, you'll be able to really support your body and say goodbye to PMS for good. So let's take a deeper look at this part of the cycle. So we left off during the ovulatory phase, which is the phase that comes right before this. That's the phase where you were feeling great, your boobs looked bigger and rounder, your face looked more symmetrical, people were checking you out on the street, you were having good hair days, feeling confident and lots of good energy, feeling really social. So what makes the switch from that, feeling on top of the world, to feeling probably the lowest that you'll feel for the whole month? It's all about your hormones, baby. So basically what happens is the egg doesn't get fertilized. So if you didn't get pregnant this month, your body kind of says, ugh, we tried, we failed. It's time to scrap, cut our losses, and start over again. And that's really what happens. The hormones take a plunge, progesterone starts to rise, estrogen starts to lower. Your hormones throughout the week are doing this flip-flop roller coaster thing, and that really contributes to the mood swings, especially as we get to the tail end of this luteal phase. So once you're in the luteal phase, you can't get pregnant. Your body is just trying its best effort to get rid of what it already produced, which is going to happen in your menstrual phase coming up next. That's where it will shed the unfertilized egg and any of the endometrial lining and the blood that it created throughout the month. But first, your hormones need to go through a bit of a dive and a rise, and we can get into the specifics behind that in another video. But for today, I just want to do the broad overview of this phase of your cycle and give you a few tips to help you manage PMS. So 2 things that can really affect whether you get PMS in any given month are nutrition, aka what you decided to put in your mouth all throughout the month, and that includes what you drank as well. So that includes alcohol and caffeine, as well as some really kind of dirty foods that you shouldn't be eating, like conventional dairy, conventional meats, gluten, and sugar. Sugar is actually my #1 culprit here, especially when it comes to PMS. So really what you ate in the beginning of the month, beginning of this menstrual cycle, really does affect how you're going to feel when you get to the end of it. The other factors are stress and sleep. I kind of put those hand in hand. So if you're suffering from chronic stress, you feel a lot of anxiety, if you feel just kind of pent up stress during the day, all that accumulated stress is going to give you a spike in cortisol. Cortisol is created in the adrenal glands, but our sex hormones are also created in the adrenal glands. So all those good, feel-good hormones that you need at the end of the month to make sure that you can get through this time without freaking out are not going to be produced if your body is producing too much cortisol. So it's imperative that you find ways to de-stress, relax, and get good sleep throughout the month. When you get to the end of the menstrual month, to this PMS-y luteal phase, and you haven't stored enough hormones in your hormone bank, so to speak, you're going to get mismatched blood sugar levels, you're going to get the mood swings, and you're going to get the cravings. Now let's talk about the strengths and weaknesses of this phase of the cycle. So on the weakness side, you probably know exactly what I'm going to say. You can be teary, you can be moody, you can have cravings, you can experience bloating. We're all pretty familiar with the typical PMS signs. I would say this week is not a week that you want to plan a heart-to-heart with somebody who's important. If you're going to schedule out properly in this week, I would say avoid as many confrontational social engagements or work engagements as physically possible. Make sure you separate yourself from other people as best as you can and from really difficult tasks as well. This is the time of the month that I like to focus on a lot of menial tasks, things like editing, and that's actually where your best skills come from. And you're probably thinking about me being like, Nicole, I don't think there's any good skills or any good that could come from my PMS week, but I promise you that there is, and here's what it is. When you are in this luteal phase, you are able to see all of the mistakes. You're able to critically look around and see what's not working, and that in itself isn't a problem. The problem is that your communication skills aren't that great this week. So what I like to counsel my clients to do is to take note of the issues that come up again and again and again with PMS. Write them down in your journal. If you find that there's a pattern of fights that you're having with a partner or a family member or a child, if you find that there are things in work that are frustrating you or things about yourself or your life that come up pretty regularly when you're in this phase of your cycle, write them down, but I don't advise acting on them now. You're not in the best space to really communicate effectively from the heart, and you can be clouded by some mood swings and some hormonal imbalances that may be happening during this time. So what I like to do is I like to take the issue, the things that come up during the luteal phase, I like to bleed on them during my menstrual cycle, allow my intuition to help to guide me to know what to do about those issues. And then once I get to my ovulatory phase, in the middle of my cycle, when my communication is the highest, if there's difficult conversations that need to be had, that's when I'll have those difficult conversations. I also find that during this phase of the cycle, I am such a boss, and you probably are too, at editing, at clearing, at cleaning, getting my space cleared of anything that doesn't fit or anything that I don't need to have, especially as I reach maybe 1 to 2 days before I start to bleed. I get this intense burst of nesting urge, kind of like how a pregnant woman is right before she gives birth. I think it comes from a desire to create a nice, clean and clear and safe space for me to bleed, because I know my attention and intentions are going to start to focus more inwardly. So go with that energy. When you feel that manic urge to clean the house or rearrange your shoes or your closet or your life or your business, go with it, because this is the best time of the month to just say, okay, do not disturb. I'm spending 3 hours cleaning out my inbox and preparing myself for the month ahead. So what are some things that you can do to make this time of the month a little more pleasant and a little more flowing and in alignment? So I already discussed a few of them, and I'll just recap here. One is making sure that your diet is really good. If you want some more details about specifically how to do this, check out my Unlock Your Cycle program, where we have a whole protocol about this, and you'll find the links down below. Number 2 is laying off the alcohol and the caffeine for the month. Number 3 is finding ways to de-stress and sleep better. So things like yoga and meditation, taking a nice warm bath, all those can be really helpful here. Supplement-wise, I love to supplement with magnesium during this time of the month. It's called the miracle mineral, and it's for a very good reason. It can really help with PMS. So after you start, I actually advocate taking magnesium every day, but really you want to start after you know that you've ovulated, so that kind of mid-cycle point. Start taking magnesium before bed. Look in the back of your bottle just to make sure that you're using the right dosage. I just mix it up with some water. It actually will help you sleep and help you relax both your muscles and your mind. And it's going to help alleviate some of those PMS symptoms as well. I also find that eating root vegetables, especially roasting them, can really help with sugar cravings. So take some sweet potatoes and some beets and some carrots, drizzle them with a bit of coconut oil. You can even maybe put some cinnamon on the top if you're looking for something that's a bit more like a sweet treat or a dessert, and stick them in the oven for about 30 minutes until they're soft and have a nice brown coating on the outside. And finally, my last tip is to go with the good energy that's present during this phase. So like I said, this is a phase when you're a whiz at editing, at curating, at seeing what's wrong and being able to make changes. So every month I like to pick a small project for myself, something like cleaning out the junk drawer, cleaning out my closet, doing some kind of organizational thing that doesn't require a lot of brain power. So if you're feeling a bit brain foggy, that's totally fine. Something that you don't need to be disturbed and you don't have to work collaboratively. So hang up that do not disturb sign and get to organizing. So that's it from me. If you want to find out all of the rest of the phases of the cycle, just check out this little card here. It will take you to a video where I do a little overview of the entire menstrual cycle. This has also been a series, so you can learn in depth about all of the 4 phases as well. Thumbs up this video if you like it, and make sure to subscribe because Girl Meets Body is introducing you to your body 1 episode at a time, and I don't want you to miss any of it. Lastly, if you like this t-shirt, respect my flow, want to get one for yourself in lots of different colors. This is actually from our Girl Meets Body shop. We have lots of different period t-shirts, menstrual t-shirts, and feminist t-shirts. So check out the links down below and you'll see the shoppable link to get this t-shirt in the color of your choice, all for yourself. I'm Nicole Harlow and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!